When you're miles from the nearest road, every ounce of gear matters, and so does every choice. Your firearm isn't just another item in the pack. It's a quiet promise of security when help is hours or even days away. Reliability becomes more than a selling point. It's the difference between confidence and uncertainty. Weight, maintenance, and performance in unforgiving conditions all collide into one decision that can't be made lightly. Out in the wild, there's no quick fix, no second chance. The question becomes simple, yet critical. Which sidearm will stand by you when the wilderness tests everything you've brought along? Today, we will step beyond the gear lists and glossy marketing claims to tackle a choice that could shape your entire journey. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your support means everything to our new channel. Draw speed. When it comes to drawing a handgun quickly, semi-autos usually have the advantage. Their slimmer profile lets them clear the holster with less friction, and the reduced overall weight makes it easier to bring the muzzle on target without overshooting. Popular models like the Glock 19, Sig Sauer P320, and Smith & Wesson M&P9 are built with a grip angle and balance that naturally point toward the target, which helps speed up sight alignment during the draw. Shorter, lighter trigger pulls on most semi-autos also mean that once the sights are on the target, the first shot can break just a fraction of a second sooner. Revolvers, such as the Smith & Wesson Model 686 or Ruger GP100, tend to have a slightly bulkier frame thanks to the cylinder, which can make them slower to clear certain holsters. In double action mode, the longer and heavier trigger pull can also add a moment before the shot is fired. While this gives semi-autos a natural edge for most shooters, a skilled revolver user who trains regularly can close the gap almost completely, especially from open carry setups like a chest rig or strong side belt holster. In those cases, the difference may only be a blink. Where the gap usually shows is in a concealed carry or when drawing from less than ideal positions, such as from under a jacket or with a backpack strap in the way. Semi-autos benefit from a flatter, snag-resistant shape, while revolvers can sometimes snag on clothing or require slightly wider clearing motion. Still, revolvers are by no means slow. Shooters' experience with models like the Ruger SP101 or Colt King Cobra can bring them into action nearly as fast as a semi-auto when practiced. Overall, the semi-auto typically edges around in raw draw speed, especially for shooters who prioritize quick access and fast sight acquisition. The difference might only be a tenth of a second, but in a critical wilderness encounter, even that small margin can be the deciding factor. Accuracy. When it comes to accuracy, the gap between revolvers and semi-autos is far narrower than many expect. In fact, at typical defensive distances, 7 to 15 yards, both platforms can deliver tight, consistent groups in the hands of a capable shooter. The deciding factors are often trigger quality, sight radius, and how well the gun fits in the individual's grip and shooting style. Revolvers like the Smith & Wesson Model 686 or Ruger GP100 are well known for their precision potential. Many have crisp, single-action triggers that break cleanly with minimal movement, allowing for excellent accuracy when there's time to aim carefully. The fixed barrel design also provides a stable platform, which can help with shot-to-shot consistency. Even in double action mode, experienced shooters can produce surprisingly tight groups, though it does require more skill to manage the longer, heavier trigger pull. Semi-autos such as the Glock 19, Sig Sauer P320, or Springfield XDM also deliver strong accuracy, especially in modern designs with refined triggers and improved sights. Their lighter trigger pull in most cases allow for faster follow-up shots without sacrificing precision. In rapid-fire strings, the lower recoil impulse of many semi-autos combined with their higher capacity make it easier to keep rounds on target in a short time frame. Where revolvers tend to shine is at longer distances, especially when fired in single action. A well-tuned .357 Magnum revolver can be incredibly accurate at 25 yards and beyond, making it a solid choice for situations where careful shot placement matters. Semi-autos still perform well at range, but their advantage usually shows in close to mid-range shooting, where speed and quick sight recovery matter more than the ultimate level of precision. In short, both are more than capable of delivering the accuracy needed for wilderness survival scenarios. Reloading. Reloading in the wilderness isn't just about raw speed, it's about being able to do it under stress, in awkward positions, and sometimes in harsh conditions. Cold hands, rain, snow, or trail dust can all make the process more challenging. In this category, semi-autos generally have the advantage. A pistol like the Glock 19 or Sig Sauer P320 can have an empty magazine dropped and a fresh one seated in just a couple of seconds. With some practice, even in gloves or with numb fingers, a shooter can be back on target almost immediately. Revolvers such as the Ruger GP100 or Smith & Wesson Model 686 take longer to reload, even when using a speed loader. The cylinder has to be swung out, the spent cases ejected, and fresh rounds lined up precisely before the cylinder is closed again. In calm conditions, this is manageable, but in a high-pressure wilderness encounter, especially in the cold or in low light, it can be noticeably slower than swapping a pistol magazine. Malfunctions are another part of the equation. Semi-autos can be more sensitive to dirt, debris, or weak ammunition, leading to failures to feed, eject, or cycle properly. In practical terms, semi-autos win when it comes to pure reload speed and the ability to get back into the fight quickly. Revolvers trade that speed for unmatched mechanical dependability, especially in dirty or wet conditions where a semi-auto might stumble, which all depends entirely on the shooter's priorities in the wilderness setting. Durability in harsh conditions. The wilderness is rarely gentle on a firearm. Rain, snow, dust, and mud can all push a handgun past the clean, controlled conditions of a shooting range. Add in the stress of an unexpected encounter, and these environmental factors become even more critical in deciding which platform holds up best. Revolvers such as the Ruger Red Hawk, Colt King Cobra, or Taurus Tracker are built with rugged frames and simple mechanisms that resist failure. With no slide to cycle and no magazine to feed, they are less vulnerable to fine grit or water intrusion. A revolver carried in a chest rig can handle days of damp mountain air without issue, and the sealed chambers offer a degree of protection against debris. Still, they are not invincible. Fine sand under the extractor or ice buildup in extreme cold can slow or even stop the action until it's cleared. Semi-autos like the FN 509 Tactical, Springfield XDM Elite, or Walther PDP have more moving parts and a slide that must travel freely, which makes them more sensitive to heavy mud or compacted snow. However, modern engineering, including corrosion-resistant finishes, beefier recoil springs, and looser tolerances in key areas, has made many of today's semi-autos surprisingly resilient. This means that while the revolver still holds the edge in sheer mechanical toughness, a quality modern semi-auto can perform reliably in most real-world wilderness conditions. Ultimately, revolvers tend to excel at enduring long-term exposure to the elements with minimal maintenance, while semi-autos are often better for fast, repeatable shooting in challenging positions. So when all's said and done, both revolvers and semi-autos have proven that they can handle the challenges of the wilderness, just in different ways. If you've carried either in the backcountry, I'd love to hear your stories. Did your revolver shrug off rain and dust for days? Did your semi-auto get you back on target faster than you thought possible? Drop your experience in the comments below so others may learn from them too. As always, thank you for watching.